northeast of India has always been a vulnerable position. It shares border with Bangladesh, Myanmar, Bhutan, and China. In the present context, we are talking about some of the key issues, especially infiltration and also the contemporary political nature of the state of Bangladesh, which has seen a regime change and also upcoming elections. With us to discuss all of that in our Reporter's Diary special is Rajeev Bhattacharyya, who is an established, well-known writer who has written about insurgency, and he has also written books talking about the entire insurgency issue, especially his specialty with the Alpha insurgency, which he has reported extensively over the last so many decades. And sir, thank you for joining with us, Rajeev sir. Rajeev sir, we all know the current political nature of Bangladesh is very hostile, and the current protests that we have also seen escalating out of that country, it has a connection with the Indian soil, especially the northeast. Whenever we see videos emerging on social media, 7 sisters ko le lenge, we will take 7 sisters, Ami 7 sister, in Bengali language also they make these statements. It immediately creates shockwaves and also unsettling nature for the northeastern people who stay very close in proximity with the Bangladesh state. How does that affect northeastern states amid the prevailing situation that we are seeing emerging from the Bangladesh?
See, at the very outset, what we are observing in Bangladesh is, I think, not very surprising. The reason being that anti-India element has always been present in Bangladesh, but because of the Awami League, because of other factors, they were dormant. Now, because of certain changes in the country, especially since last year, August, all these forces, anti-India forces, fundamentalist forces, have again raised their heads. Now, what will be the impact on India's northeast? The first impact could be that the connectivity from Tripura, Sabrum, Chattogram, that remains uncertain. In Myanmar as well, the Kaladan connectivity project, that is uncertain. Despite what the government might be saying, I have been to those areas, that is uncertain. So that is the first impact. Had there been an outlet from the northeast to the sea, it could have had a very positive impact on the northeast. That is the first impact. Now the second impact is, it all depends upon what happens in the election, as and when it's held. Muhammad Yunus is an economist, he's not a politician. He should have understood that. He's messing up things. Okay, he has reasons to be very angry with Sheikh Hasina, but he sometimes he doesn't remember the fact that Bangladesh is surrounded by India. China, Pakistan, America are quite far off.
Right.
Okay, he doesn't remember that fact, and because he's growing old also, he's senile. He should not have taken that position that is first. Now, since he has taken that, he's, I think, quite determined to mess up more. Now, all depends upon who wins the elections. Now, if the BNP wins, suppose, BNP is very pro-Chinese and also pro-Pakistan, but BNP is a matured country. I think they will not be so very anti-India as has been envisaged. Okay, that is number one. Number two, if the other coalition, the NCP and the Jamaat comes, then it's very difficult to say what might happen. There may be more problems for the minorities, especially those living in the Chittagong hill tracts, because they want land.
Right.
Okay, there are 11 tribes there, mainly Buddhists and Christians. They may face a lot of problems. The result, and also all the minorities living in the mainland. So there could be pressure, there could be more migration to the country.
To Indian side.
To the Indian side. Okay. Now already we have seen what is happening. One particular community has been targeted, the Hindus. So if the Jamaat and the NCP comes to power, if they seize power, then these minorities could be in for trouble.
How does that translate into the infiltration problem in the northeast, or is that a connection there?
You see, well, infiltration, people crossing the border illicitly and settling down in Assam, that has not been happening for some years. Okay? Now, people have a wrong conception that many Rohingya have been coming to Assam, to different parts of, to the north. That is not true.
Okay.
Okay? The whole northeastern region is being used as a transit route to go to other parts of the country.
Right.
Say, in every state of the country, every district of the country, every middle class family needs labor.
Right.
Washing clothes, cooking, and there is a scarcity of labor. And these infiltrators, they have got such a wide network, they end up getting the Aadhaar card, PAN card, and they have a very efficient process of legitimization. Say, for instance, Madhya Pradesh. Well, I'm giving an example. It's such a huge state, so much of land. You don't see that kind of land in Assam.
Right.
Okay, in fact, rather people are moving out of Assam.
Right.
But still, here and there, sometimes you do find illegal immigrants in Assam. But I don't really think, given the situation right now in Assam, I don't think they'll settle down in Assam. They'll come here, they'll move out to other parts. Last month, there was a festival there was a program in New Delhi called the Indian Military Heritage Festival. I was invited there. I said the same things. That situation in Assam by 2050, maybe after 2 decades, will be 10 times more deadlier than Kashmir. People have not understood. In Assam, by 2050, there will be no guns, no bombs, no suicide bombers. It is the Rohingya model that is taking root. People have not understood. What is happening in Assam, as the situation has come to such a pass, this should not have allowed to happen. The eviction is a continuous process that should have been done 40 years back.
Okay. Right.
Why allow the situation to come to such a pass? There are some areas in Assam where people from other communities, you go to Assamese villages, tribal villages, you talk to the women, what the women say. We know some incidents in Lakhimpur, we know some incidents in Dhing and Lahorigarh, Rupohihat. This is not a matter of joke. You see what is happening in Arunachal Pradesh.
Recently, a crackdown is also happening against illegal.
Why allow such things to come to such a pass? Where is the ILP gone?
Sir, one thing that I want to discuss with you, there are two threats that I'm identifying here. One is the obvious conventional threat of the infiltration across the border. One is also an inside threat, which is our certain elements getting patronage in the current context of Bangladesh because their political leadership has changed. As someone who has written extensively about the insurgency issue in the northeast, also along the neighboring countries, how is that a factor now? How might it change the insurgency landscape of northeast yet again because of certain elements in Bangladesh?
There is a third factor which I'd like to tell to all the viewers. The environmental threat, which nobody again is taking into account. It is as big a threat as infiltration, especially whatever is happening across the border in China.
Vis-a-vis the dam building.
Especially the whole ecology. This is not, Northeast is not Haryana or Gujarat. Our culture is very intricately linked to the environment, ecology. Now, if those things happen, if the river flows are lessened, if the water level goes down, what will happen to the entire ecology is going to change. Nobody is paying any threat. Okay, that is a very big threat. Now, coming to your question, insurgency and terrorism, there is a vast difference. What we had in Northeast was insurgency, and insurgency-related incidents have come down. I don't see a possibility of really insurgency reviving hugely. Because of some factors, separatist insurgency might drag on for a few years, but I don't see the possibility of a huge revival of insurgency. That is number one. So far as Bangladesh situation is concerned, I don't really think whichever party wins the elections and seizes power in the elections, I don't really see a very decisive impact on the trajectory of insurgency in the Northeast. Okay? Earlier there used to be camps.
Right.
Many rebel outfits, PLA, UNLF, NSA and IM, they also had presence in Bangladesh. Okay? Some outfits still have a presence, for instance the PLA. Still PLA has a presence. Okay? Even now. But there are no camps, hideouts. Now, Those days of camps flourishing, training camps going on, like Alpha had camps in Satchori and Sherpur, also hideouts. I don't see that possibility happening again. Alpha might establish hideouts again. Those hideouts are going to help in investments, more linkages, establishing networks. Those days of huge weapons consignments coming, then being transported to the northeast, I don't see that possibility. There's another factor why. After the Chittagong Arms Haul of 2004, the BNP and the Jamaat were in a real soup. Real soup. So they'll be very careful this time.
To not repeat that.
Not to repeat that, but that doesn't mean that they'll not help anti-India forces. I see a possibility of terror groups flourishing from there.
A lot of sleeper cells were busted in Assam.
Those are terrorists.
And sleeper cells had a lot of financial transactions happening in certain apps, through certain apps, via cryptocurrency and other sort of exchange. Now the Assam government says that they have almost eradicated the sleeper cells, but we don't know how many of them are flourishing. And also a cyber crime network has also been busted, linked to Bangladeshi model. Those kind of activities are also part of terrorism, which comes under financial terrorism or different types of terrorism that we usually do not consider. So do you think the infiltration and those kind of efforts might intensify further, or those the catalyst to fund such activities might intensify amid the prevailing situation?
Absolutely, absolutely. People who are from East Bengal, let's say East Bengal, East Pakistan, Bangladesh, East Bengal. Not everybody is a illegal immigrant, not everybody is a citizen. NRC, in the National Register of Citizens, if you go through the affidavits that have been submitted, you will be alarmed. That entire NRC was a scam. I am not saying this, the CAG has said that. A CAG, a scam amounting to something 1500 or 1600 crores of rupees. Why is the government silent on this? Why doesn't the government re-verify that? So, we can safely assume that there are a huge number of illegal immigrants who have gone undetected. So, you don't know their sympathies and their loyalties. They have extraterritorial loyalties. Okay? It will be very easier for Bangladesh to operate through them. And as I've always been saying, it is easier for India to tackle Pakistan. It will be very difficult for India to tackle Bangladesh, because India cannot go and do bombing in Bangladesh. Okay, there are some camps, terror camps in POK. You send aircraft and do the bombing. Here there will be no terror camps. Okay, all the terrorists would be mingling with the population, among us, among the people. How do you tackle that? Now, the army has established 4 brigades along the border, Indo-Bangladesh border. One lastly in Mizoram, Mamit district. Very recently. But there will be no invasion from Bangladesh. Bangladesh doesn't have the capacity to come and snatch away the northeast. No, but there will be different kind of problem. So the government, again I am saying, you must have a policy. What do you want to do? Don't always be focused on the elections. It's too serious. People would be listening to what I say. Many people would be saying that I am exaggerating. No, because they don't have any idea. You are from the region. Especially some people from the left liberal sections, they live they build castles in the air. We are brothers and sisters. You cannot be brother and sister with somebody, excuse me, if he or she doesn't treat you as a brother or sister. If somebody comes and snatches your land, you cannot treat them with kid gloves.
Right. And that is what recently we have been observing, certain comments made by the Chief Minister. Now, there might be a political angle to it, but let's talk about those statements. Very recently, he made a statement that as per the 2011 census, 35.5% of the Assam population, 34% population was Muslims in Assam. Recently, just 2 days back, he has made a statement that although the new census is not out, but his assumption is that 40% people in Assam are now from East Pakistan or Bangladesh origin, East Bengal origin or Bangladesh origin. He uses the word Bangladesh origin. Now, if 40% people are from Bangladesh origin, so many of them are now legal citizens of the country. They have been legalized, neutralized, so on and so forth. Do you think these political comments, aside the politics, do you think there is also these issues are also linked with infiltration because of the rise of population, or they have organically grown here? How does one tackle that?
You see, I think it's a result of two factors, both. It's a homegrown population also, and it's also the result of infiltration. Now the alarm here, now people all over the country see it as a Hindu-Muslim issue. Now let me tell you one thing. Let the viewers know this. In Assam, there are three categories of Muslims. Assamese Muslims, Hindi-speaking Muslims, and Bengal origin Muslims. I am over 50. I'm born and brought up here. For 16 years I was in Delhi. Till date, I have not come across a single instance of conflict between Assamese Hindus and tribals on the one hand and Assamese Muslims and Hindi-speaking Muslims on the other. Not a single instance of a conflict. I don't know if you have come across any. So cordial relations. Why do you find people from only one community coming and snatching land from the Assamese Hindus, tribals, Vaishnavite institutions? My question is that. Number two, I have not come across any instance of an Assamese Hindu or a tribal or an Assamese Muslim going and snatching land from a Bengal origin Muslim. You give me one instance. So why is this community particularly coming into conflict with all the communities? So there is a reason when the ethnic balance of any place is disturbed, the indigenous communities are bound to be alarmed. Now say I am a Muslim, suppose. If I am a secular Muslim living in say Punjab, in Pakistan, suppose I am a very secular, liberal-minded Muslim. If I find that suddenly the Hindu population or the non-Muslim population increases exponentially, I will be alarmed. I don't want the balance to be disturbed. This is what some people don't understand. Never disturb the balance. And especially in a multilingual, multi-ethnic state like Assam, so sensitive state, crisis-prone state. You will not find another state in the country which is more crisis-prone than Assam. So never disturb the ethnic balance. It is very dangerous. Extreme situations call for extreme measures. Assam's situation is much more extreme, much more dangerous than Kashmir. Extreme measures are called for. Why has this happened? We, society in Brahmaputra Valley, we have failed to tackle these issues. Let us accept it. We have failed. Now that doesn't mean that the government will take advantage. That doesn't mean illegal immigrants from across the border, whether he or she is a Hindu or a Muslim, he or she will come and take advantage of that. If the Hindus come, let them go to the rest of the country, not to the northeast or Assam. This is a sensitive strategic region of the country. You cannot allow anybody to settle here.
This is what we have discussed today at our Reporters Diary Special, the threat of infiltration in a region like Northeast and how it can impact in further because of the ongoing situation in Bangladesh as well, and which is a very contentious issue, and that can also be a very big political issue ahead of the 2026 poll-bound elections in the state of Assam. With video journalist Nishan, this is Nibir reporting for Newsx.